Guys, welcome back to my channel. So a little recap on our last video where we spoke about how to get your driver's license. Please, if you missed that video, kindly click the link up there. For today's video, we're going to be talking about health card. If this sounds like something you're interested in, please stick around with me and I'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. What is a health card? A health card is a government issued identification document. Once you get that card, that's the OHIP card, which means Ontario Health Insurance Plan. So for those who plan to live in Ontario, you have access to free healthcare through the OHIP program. So with that card, which will be given to you at Service Ontario, you can access free healthcare. So what are the documents that you would need to take with you to Service Ontario to get your health card? You need your proof of identity and also your proof of residence. Those two documents are the documents that you need to take with you to Service Ontario to get your health card. For you to show proof of residence, there are three documents that are acceptable. The first one is your lease documents. That's where you stay. If you come to Canada and you get an apartment, you would sign a lease. That lease document showing your name and your address is acceptable. The second one is your driver's license, because of course, when you go for your test and they send you your original driver's license, they send it to your mailbox and it has your name and your address in it. While the third one is your bank statement. For people that stay with family members or friends, at least for the first few months, all you need to do to get that your health card immediately is go to the bank and tell them that you need your statement for that month. That's after opening your account, of course. You tell them that you need your statement for that month to be sent to you via mail, not electronically. That's not into your email box. Once you get that letter, you take your proof of identity and go to Service Ontario to get your health card. But of course, if you come and you get an apartment, you can use your lease. That's the home lease documents that the landlord gives to you. You take it to Service Ontario and you get your health card. So for me, I really didn't know about all the steps, and I had to wait a couple of months before I got my health card. If also you don't have the lease at that time and your statement is not ready, you can also go for your drive test. That's your G1 test. Once you write your G1 test, you can use that document to apply for your health card. From there, in short, from the moment you get your temporary health card, you can start accessing healthcare. Please note, you can't pay for drugs with that insurance, that's with the health card. However, for children that get prescription drugs from your family doctor, you can use that health card to pay for it, because there's so many cases where I even get prescriptions myself and they tell me it's not covered by OHIP. But for children, almost all prescriptions are covered by OHIP. So it doesn't mean that once you get the card, oh no, you can you can buy this drug or you can buy that drug. It has to be prescribed by your family doctor and it has to be covered by OHIP. I remember when I came, I needed healthcare urgently, you understand? And I didn't know that I needed a family doctor. Where I come from, you can just walk into the clinic and you can access healthcare anytime, anywhere, so far you have your money to pay. I went to the emergency, the hospital, the big hospital that is close to me. I went to the hospital and okay, I need to see a doctor, and okay, do you have a family doctor? It was actually an emergency center. So over here, I got to know that there are emergency hospitals and there are walk-in clinics. So those walk-in clinics, you can just walk in. Some of them will ask you to book appointments before you come, while some you can just walk in and see the doctor. But you have to have your private insurance card or you have your OHIP card. But in this case, I only had my OHIP card. So I just walked in emergency and I was like, oh, I needed to see a doctor. And the lady was like, okay, do you have a family doctor? Is this an emergency? I was like, no, I just relocated and I want to see a doctor. And she went on telling me that I needed to see a family doctor that would refer me to a gynecologist. I'm like, I don't understand. I can't just walk into the hospital and get a gynecologist. It's like normal thing to do. And she said, no, I need to see a family doctor. I need to register with a family doctor. That every family in Canada must have a family doctor. that family doctor would now refer you to other specialists that you need to see. Like, for example, maybe you need to see a gynecologist. That family doctor will be the one to refer. You can't just walk in anywhere to do whatever you want to do. I'm like, okay. So I think this is an emergency now. They took me to the emergency ward, and they asked me some couple of questions. They checked everything for me, and they're like, oh, do you have a gynecologist? And I said, no, I don't right now. Do you have a family doctor? I'm like, no. Like, and luckily for me, there was a gynecologist around, which was from my country. The lady attending to me just asked him, hello, mister, are you willing to take this person? She's been here, just narrated my story to him. And I was like, yeah, it's fine, that I should call his office. And that was it. I called his office, and he accepted to take me on. When I got to his office, I started to understand better. The gynecologist will see you, but if there's an emergency, you have to still go to the emergency clinic. That is the hospital. That is what they call the hospital here. So you either go to the hospital or you call 911. Let's say you're home and you want to give birth. You either drive yourself to the hospital, or you call 911 for them to pick you and take you to the hospital. So after I gave birth and they told me I needed a pediatrician, I was like, what is happening? Is it not just one doctor that will look at that and look at this? He said no, that they would need to refer me to a pediatrician. I was like, I do not have one at the moment. So the hospital was kind enough to give me a list of pediatricians that were accepting children at that time. It was a long process. I called through the list, and one was open to accept me. And that person was actually a family doctor. And that was how I had a family doctor. So once you come in, I just advise that please just start the process immediately. Even if you don't need a family doctor now, go to walking clinics, start calling friends and families that already have family doctors here. Call them if they have space, because every here you need to have a slot ready for one person. If there's no slot, it's closed. They can't go more than that. You understand? So talk to family and friends even before you land. Please, before you leave your country, make sure that you do the necessary things. The necessary things, like if you know that you need to see a dentist, go and see a dentist. That will last you a while before you come. If you know you need to see an optician, see an optician before you come. All these things are not covered by OHIP. They will ask you for money. Once you're coming, just ask them for your record. Whatever hospital you have been going to, tell them to give you that record for yourself, for your children, for your whole family. There was a time I had to reach out to them to ask if my daughter took a vaccine that was written on her card, but the name of the vaccine was not written. All those records are very useful and important. If you're pregnant or you're coming, make sure all the scans that you've done, all the tests, because they will ask. They will ask for the vaccinations you've taken. In short of recent, I knew that I already taken tetanus injection when I was pregnant before I got here. And it was not in their record, of course. And they wanted to give me tetanus injection again. I'm like, no, I've taken it. Like, but we don't have record of it. So I had to still go back, call them, and like, please, can I get an email stating that, I'd already taken this shot? And when I did, they accepted it. So yeah, that's it about the health card. For me, I was lucky. I saw someone that took me on in the hospital, but I've had so many cases of people that had to pay from their pockets because their health card wasn't ready and because they didn't have the documents that were needed. Yeah, so just a recap of what we've spoken about today. Where you need to get your health card, you need to get your health card at Service Ontario. Your documents you need for your health card is proof of residence and proof of identity. The proof of residence can be your home lease, your driver's license, or your bank statement. That is for Ontario. Spoken about the difference between emergency hospitals, the family doctors, and the walking clinics. So spoke about drugs. There are some drugs, there are some tests, there are some, treatments that are not covered by your health card here in Ontario. So once you get there, you have to tell them what you want to do, and they will tell you if it is covered or not. For us adults, please, and just do all those things that I've told you to do. Make sure that you see your optician, make sure that you get your prescriptions, and you don't have to come here and do the test again. Make sure that you get your teeth checked, and you visit your dentist if you're that kind of person, and you just want to see your dentist. Make sure you do all that where you're coming from, before you land here, because the money is money, and it's not joke, man. Once you hear the amount, you just keep your teeth, let it rest. thank you for sticking with me to the end of this video. Till next week, where we'll be talking about when and how to open your Canadian bank account. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Till next week. Bye.